Today we're going to be doing some mower maintenance. First, we're going to remove the deck using the Auto Connect. I've got that sped up a little bit here because it's kind of boring after you've done it several times, but you get to see that. Now we're going to move the deck into place, tip it up so we can get to the mower blades on the back side. We're going to replace the blades, wash out the deck, and do some greasing. One of the challenges is how to keep the blades from turning while you're trying to loosen them. So on the back side here, if you look over to the middle blade, you can see where there's a nut on top of this. This is actually the shaft where the blade attaches. I've got this long 22mm wrench. You can use the box end if I do it on the middle. And I put it right on there. Now that will prohibit the middle one from turning. This is an 18mm socket. I put an extension on, hopefully, so it doesn't break my knuckles. If it's tightened that wrench up, I should be able to just break this loose. Just like this. Big flat washer on there. Okay, there's the first blade off. I would wedge that wrench against the piece of steel on the back side of the mower. So these other two blades came off just as easily as the first one. This is really quite an easy project. Let's start over here on this side with the used blades. We'll take a close look at this one, and it really looks pretty good shape. There's a couple nicks there. I wouldn't have any problem running that blade quite a long time more. And the same is true really with this middle one. And there's a couple of nicks there that not perfect. There's a pretty bad nick right up there. Now, let's look at the third one. Look at this one. It's beat up really bad. And I hit concrete with this blade. I can remember doing it. I'm going to replace them all three while I'm there. I may actually keep these two for spares at times. It's probably a good idea to have some on hand. Let's move on and compare with the two sets of blades that I've got for replacement. This first set, and they are Oregon high lift blades. Okay, got a very polished black look to them. Some sort of paint or coating or something on top of the blades. The high lift portion of the blade is quite exaggerated out here on the end. The entire cutting edge of the blade is flat. Contrast that with the John Deere OEM blades. You can see that these are made just like the originals. So there's the original and there's the replacement from John Deere. Now these blades are specific to the mulching kit. My understanding is they're different blades. Again, I'll put the part numbers to all the different blades for mulching or non-mulching blades so that you can order them from Green Farm Parts. I think I'm just going to go with the John Deere's. If you notice the John Deere blades, they're not polished at all. There's a little oil on them. They feel oily, whereas the Oregons don't feel oily. So maybe that's how they've chosen to keep the rust off of them. They're all sharp. They're the same exact length. They don't match at all with each other from a shape standpoint. I believe it's pretty clear that the Oregon has a more aggressive lift to it. I'm wondering sort of if for the mulching case, if this portion of the blade is meant to push the grass downward. Now it's on to washing out the deck. My washer came with several different tips, and for this I used the tip that has a 0-degree spread. So it's I think they call it the chiseling tip. And that seemed to be the most effective. I would not want to use that in a place where I wanted to salvage the paint because it's a really tough tip and it will take paint off. When you need mower blades or any Deere parts, check out greenfarmparts.com. Use the coupon code TTWT for Tractor Time with Tim to get a very nice discount. If you're not sure of the part number you need, use the chat feature. They're very knowledgeable and they'd be happy to help you find just the parts you need. Okay, so this is what my deck looks like after 2 seasons of mowing. It's got some rust here. Well, there's a little area of grass I still haven't got out, but a little bit of rust. It really doesn't look that bad. There's no question to me that the mulching piece here, the big plastic mulching components, cause this to fill in a lot faster. No question. For Christy and I, though, it's a worthwhile trade-off. We don't have to rake any grass, we don't have to bag our grass. And in Carmel, you would have to bag grass, or else the neighbors would not like that. But they don't mind the mulching. And the other thing that is good is you don't have to rake leaves. And it does a fabulous job on leaves. I've got a video from last fall you should take a look at. I'll put a link here in this video to make sure that the cutting edge is facing downward here. These are normal right-handed threads. Got my wrench in here. Okay, that's all there is to the blades. Okay, there's only 3 grease fittings. It's one of my favorite little grease gun accessories called the Lock and Lube. Here, I'll show you on the easy one to see. Squeeze the trigger, put it on the zerk, let go, and it will not come off. Now, I've greased these recently, so I won't put just a squirt or so in them. Notice it even fits in this hole here. So it fits just a little bit wider than a regular connector. If you've liked our video this evening, please press the thumbs up button and subscribe to our channel. We're going to have more of these types of videos coming in the future. A lot of people have requested just a little bit more detail about how to maintain the vehicle, as well as why I make certain choices. People say they enjoy the projects, but they also like hearing a little bit more about why I'm making the choices I'm making. I'll explain to you when it didn't go well and why it didn't go well. So, we'll see you next time on Tractor Time with Tim.